The Dallas Cowboys, once again, are going to have 7 primetime games the 2025 NFL season. They are a unit that wants to have the biggest markets, the teams that are going to draw the biggest ratings for their teams. Dallas Cowboys are a big market. They are worth more money than any other sports franchise in America. And so when you have the element of star power, I mean, you can call Dak Prescott a star, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, you really need about 2 or 3. Like, think about the NBA. When there's only 5 players, the NBA is all about their stars. Your Jokic's, your Steph Curry's, your LeBron James, your Jason Tatum's, used to be Kobe Bryant and Steve Nash, Shaq, Michael, and like that was what the league was. The NFL has been a bit more catered towards that. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, painting out now Saquon Barkley. They're painting out Amon-Ra St. Brown type guys, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. They're very oriented towards those stars. That's why they're very picky about who they pick. There's 1 or 2 players every week that they'll be cycling on who's going to be the face of that team on their advertisements, because that's the way they're perceiving it. And then again, there's the revenue for the jerseys that people buy. They're cycling through who are the most popular jerseys in the league, the star power of what the league is, as well as Texas. Everything is just a lot bigger in Texas. That's where the hub is for America, as far as where Texas is. Can't say it's the best state for football. It's certainly up there. Like, I'm not going to say Florida or California is better. Like, how about all 3 of them are tied for the best football producers in the country? Because maybe in Florida are faster. Texas, they might be bigger. California, they're balanced between the two, have better quarterbacks in that state. So the ratings, again, we see the Kansas City Chiefs. This is why football is the best sport in the world. You can have a small market team like Kansas City pretty much be America's team. They don't have to have that slogan, America's Game of the Week, attached to every Fox game they pretty much play, or have to have this star on their helmet. They can be the Chiefs. They can be the Indians of old, and being able to do it in a various different ways, being able to hunt on horseback, being able to scavenge in the forest, being able to be Patrick Mahomes, who's what I'm referring to. He can do it all. He can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs. He can do it from a pocket, being precise. He can win games late with comebacks. He's able to do it all. Patrick Mahomes has the star power. You bring in a Travis Kelce element to that, dating Taylor Swift. How could you not root for a relationship like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? It's just so positive. Everything is great. They're always smiling and enthusiastic, having a bunch of energy. Every time they show Taylor, she's jumping up and down in the box. She's got a big smile on her face. Again, they're probably not going to show the times where she's upset and the Chiefs aren't doing well. And again, they don't want to paint her in that light. So kudos to the NFL broadcast teams for not showing us that type of footage. Why I think it's a little bit disgusting, though, with the ratings is, come on now. The Minnesota Vikings deserve a little bit more attention, like a couple more primetime games here. What about the Los Angeles Chargers? Can we get them into Sunday Night Football, another game? How about the Washington Commanders with Jaden Daniels? How exciting are they? How about the Tennessee? Like, can we put Cam Ward in an early primetime matchup and see what he's made of? Like, these are the types of teams we want to see. We know what the Cowboys are. All right. You're putting them there on Thanksgiving. You're putting there on Christmas. But, like, 3 Sunday night games, all the Monday. Do we need to have that level of just in your face? Like, do you have to have and be there? What would be, I think, more beneficial to the NFL is if we put teams that aren't quite as large, like the Washington Commanders, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Buffalo Bills, who are on the rise, and we built up the ratings for those teams to be able to rise the tide of all ships. And maybe the Cowboys lower a little bit and they're in some weaker afternoon slots. But if those other teams rise a little bit more, then the NFL's productivity is going to be as successful. Like Buffalo, that's a small market, again, and them being better, but people love Josh Allen. How can you not be a fan of the country, the kid jumping over, like hurdling over kids in wine country, right? Firebaugh in California from Fresno. Like, this kid is who you root for, the epitome of what you want. Like a big physical guy, huge arm, athletic, and he just does it all the right way. We want to see more of the Buffalo Bills and the Commanders. How about Detroit Lions getting all of this attention, and it is fully warranted? You putting Detroit in these slots, I mean, the city of Michigan, the city of Detroit, it makes sense. They're getting them in the, I understand it, them getting all of that attention. I am a huge fan of it. Continue to do that for the league. Los Angeles Rams, again, like Matthew Stafford, this team is peaking right now. They might have the best chance in the conference to get to the Super Bowl as of this moment. The defense continues to get better. They piled on more talent with Devontae Adams, who's still got a good amount of juice left. Puka Nakua's improving. They had a good draft selections, but Dallas Cowboys, I don't have, to be honest, a lot against the Cowboys. But when the New England Patriots were at the top of the NFL and doing great, they immediately were coming like this. But remember for those years when they lost to New York, they were a bit more likable. But as soon as they beat the Seattle Seahawks in that crazy fashion, as soon as they had that comeback from Atlanta, by then people were completely rooting against them. There was a stretch there where the Patriots became a lot more likable in the late 2000s when people were very, Brady got hurt. He had that injury. People are rooting for him. Exact type of thing. The Kansas City Chiefs, that first year where Patrick Mahomes gets beat by Brady in the AFC Championship game. Are you telling me you weren't rooting for Patrick in that game? If you say you weren't rooting for Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game in 2018, you are lying to me right now. Because fast forward a couple years later, who's not rooting against Patrick Mahomes unless they're Chiefs fans in the Super Bowl? This is the way it works. When you're put in that limelight and then you start to get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt with some of the calls. I understand it. I'll state it. It's evident, and it's been a little bit ridiculous, like the Eagles call in the Super Bowl. It's tough. Okay, I get it. But remember now, you're rooting for the Chiefs. They had struggled. They've been losing all of these heartbreakers like Indianapolis. I think they blew a 28-point playoff win. They blew an 18-point lead to the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs in 2000. I think that's 2017 against Mariota, that catch. People are rooting for them. The Green Bay Packers have been so good for the last 50 years. They've just continuously been a good team. The Super Bowls, the appearances, the NFC Championship games, but they're likable. I'm a Bears fan, and I understand why you could root for the Packers. Small market. They've had really tough losses last year against the Eagles, the way the season ended, that Watson injury, year before with Jordan Love and them getting hurt, the exit against Green Bay, didn't get to the playoffs after that run. They lost to Detroit last game of the season. They lost to San Francisco in the divisional round when they were having a very good team. Lost in the NFC Championship game to the Bucs before they lost to the 49ers. This team, I can keep going for another 8 playoff losses that have been heartbreaks since they won the Super Bowl. Lost the last 4 NFC Championship games. That is brutal. And you can feel for a team like that. So getting them in the limelight, continue to root for it. So the Dallas Cowboys, that's the thing. They haven't been all that great to warrant, let's keep putting them in that slot like the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, they're the Buffalo Bills. Let's continue to give them their opportunities for us to be the Detroit Lions. Let's continue to force feed. The NFL is waiting for the Chicago Bears, for example, to start force feeding you Chicago Bears football and getting them back into the limelight in more games. They pushed them out of the Thanksgiving slot, but they're okay, still, Black Friday is a good window for you. Monday night, week 1. But when the Dallas Cowboys have struggled in the way that they have, in the manner of not having that NFC Championship game appearance, when Green Bay's been there, 8 times in the same time span that the Cowboys haven't. I think Green Bay's at 7, 8, or 8, around there. So you understand, the Cowboys are continuing to force feed us. I get the ratings, but if you're able to invest in other teams and market some other teams that are very marketable, like Jaden Daniels, we're going to have, I think, a lot of success in being able to put them there. The bigger cities, we know New York, but the NFL, even though they got the quarterback in Jackson Dart, they're not pushing us the Giants. They're not pushing us the Jets anymore. The Houston Texans are on the rise. Houston is a big city. Houston's a bigger city than Dallas. If you didn't know, Houston's a bigger city. Understand that the brand of the Dallas Cowboys is bigger. Like Los Angeles, again, the bigger markets are going to be larger. That's where all the biggest talk shows are held, in those big, large market towns. But come on now, can we please, unless the Dallas Cowboys win a playoff game this year, ease off of that a little bit and continue to rise other teams, because that's how you start to get people continuously frustrated and like starting to not take it fully seriously. Like, you might have something good going here, but it's almost like a movie that you're on the third or the fourth film of. Like, we get the characters, but the storyline is run out. We know what that is. We know what the Cowboys are. Like, talk to me if they beat the Eagles week 1 and they win a playoff game next season. So thank you so much for watching. I continue to harp on that with the Cowboys, but I really mean what I am saying. Appreciate you so much. Make sure to comment. Like, let me know. Am I exaggerating this with the Cowboys and talking a little negatively about them, being a little bit tired with it? Like, you can be tired of the Chiefs, but you're not going to doubt how good that team is with, 7 straight AFC Championship game appearances. No one's doubting their credibility. So I appreciate you. Make sure to like, subscribe for more football content in the future, which we're going to continue to do so. And I will see you next time. I appreciate it so much.